So this is a teardown of a JVC mini DV camera, model GR-D850U. Unfortunately, the screen is broken on it, and I don't have a battery or a battery charger, so kind of worthless. Well, worthless on its own anyways, but also there's a tape stuck in it, which I have to make sure it gets erased or destroyed or whatever, since this was a recycling pickup. So I get to take a look inside this and also do what I need to do with it. I don't think there'll be any shocky bits in this either, since it doesn't have a flash. I'm just going to start pulling screws out of it at random, since these cameras always seem to have lots of little screws. This one's probably going to be pretty long considering the complexity of this device. There we go. It's literally just screws everywhere. One thing that would be interesting to see is how hard it would be to replace the screen even. Let's take a quick look, see if I can pop this bezel off with just those two screws off. There we go. I see a problem here. Looks like the hinge cover is holding the LCD bezel on. Oh, that went flying. Maybe not. Oh. Yeah, it's definitely isn't going to be an easy repair if you have one that's broken. Well, actually. Oop, wrong bit. Person might be able to change the screen on this camera. Granted, I don't know why you'd want to, but maybe you have one you need to fix to get videos off it. I don't know. So yeah, it looks like you could replace the screen without having to completely tear down the camera. Oops. Curious to see what this board is. I think it's purely just going to be a way for the screen to connect to the main board, and then the buttons. Oh, alright, yeah. Little joystick and then two buttons. Yeah, that's all there is. Here's the display. Just falls right apart. Probably wasn't. Oh, there. Maybe I could show that on camera. There we go. Yeah, it's definitely destroyed. Alright. Oh, there's that. Fairly nice looking hinge. Basically similar design as you'd see on a laptop hinge, but we'll rotate a little bit more. Just a screw. Oh, a lot of random plastic trim pieces that have come off before we get to the good stuff. Although this is starting to split in half. Feeling there's something hiding under there. Oops, another screw. Yeah, there goes that. Oh, that's interesting. Just a piece of decorative aluminum glued to a piece of plastic for that cover. Everything's falling off now. Let's see here. It'd be interesting to see the camera mechanism for focus and zoom. I assume that'd be pretty fancy looking. Don't know if that's a speaker or a microphone. Let's look at that real quick. I think it's a speaker. Well, I guess technically a speaker is a microphone too, or they're at least capable of recording sound. Oh, it's a microphone. It's like two little microphone elements in there for stereo sound. Wow, that is quite the wide ribbon. Cable for flat flex connector. There's a lot going on here. So 3 cables coming off here. This tripod mount's actually kind of nice. It's a cast aluminum assembly. Get that off. I wonder how big of a pain that was to make. Surprised they didn't cheap out and go plastic like some of the other cameras I've tore apart now. Alright, here's a little breakout board. Let's see, that's just friction. Just a port, a little switch there, and 2 tactile switches. It's probably to tell tactile switch, or not the tactile, this little switch probably to tell if the display is open or not. This camera assembly is actually looking to be more exciting than I thought it would be. It's its own little assembly, basically. We can tear this down even further. A little shock mount there, although I don't know how much shock it would absorb. Those are screwed down pretty tight. Alright. Wow. That's a nice little compact self-contained mechanism there. I'm expecting this to be the image sensor, especially when it says CCC PWD assembly on it. Yep. This piece of glass is blue. Another one I did was orange. Little gold leads on there. I think that's not. I was gonna say I think that might even be a ceramic package, but nope. Wow. This is all the zoom and focus assembly. See how far we can take this down. And then we get to see all the cool stuff. Well, this was cool too, but I like seeing the circuit boards, seeing what they look like. It's always my favorite part. This little drive motor there with a really long gear on it. Oh wow. One more screw. All these motors and stuff were attached as an assembly. Pre-built assembly, it looks like. Oh, there's the insides. Let's go over here. Got a front lens, got a lens there. Yeah, it feels like a lens. And then, so front and rear work together somehow to zoom and focus. Well, that's interesting. There's no stop to prevent that from hitting the metal. Lands on the back, lands to the metal. Those slide really nice and smooth. These little yellow pieces of plastic, I'll zoom in, seem to interact with those long worm gears on the motors. Tiny. And it looks like they might be some sort of stepper motor, or maybe they have a way to detect where they are, because there's 4 pins going to them. But cool. Let's see here. Let's see if this back assembly comes off yet. Nope. Oh, I missed a screw. That would help. Missed a couple screws. Zoom back out too. Let's see here. Some of these screws are coarse threaded for cutting into the plastic housing, and then some of them are machine threaded for screwing into the metal bits. Let's see here. Take this cover off. Alright. And then maybe. Going to do this destructively because I don't care. Little cable going to the top buttons, and then there's a little board on the back for probably power management, since the battery connects to it, and then a clock battery, which may or may not be good still. Oh, nope, no power management. Just a big PCB for all the stuff to be attached to. Shove that off the side. And here is the mini DV tape assembly. Plus the brains, I'm assuming. Because none of those other PCBs have really had much on them so far. Unless there isn't much required to do this kind of stuff. I was going to say, there should be some interesting chips there somewhere. I think that is the Micron logo. Let's see if there's anything under this label. Probably not. Yeah, screwed it up. Oh well. Probably nothing important to see under there. Alright. Anyhow, quite a bit going on this board. Fairly compact. Looks like this is all the power regulation here. On the back side, or well, front or back, I don't know which depends on how you want to look at it. Here's the tape assembly. I'm trying to think of how to attack this. I'm not even sure if this door comes off. Looks like might be riveted on. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep doing what I do best, taking random screws out and rambling. And not being in frame, apparently. Let's see here. There we go. One step closer to getting to the insides. a little tape head there. Take this back plate off, I think. Nope, gotta take them all the way out. I was gonna say, it looks like this should be able to slide off, but it's hung up on something. Wow, that's really compact. A lot of this stuff I took off was just like support structure and mechanical stuff. This is the actual tape assembly, basically. There's probably some way to open this without having power, but oh well. I'm just gonna keep tearing it apart until I'm satisfied. Oh, that's not gonna come off the way I thought it would. Worst case scenario, this gets the sledgehammer treatment, and then I don't have to worry about data destruction anymore, because it'll just be a smashed mess of bits and pieces. Somewhere. Probably should be wearing eye protection. Something's gonna go spring a thing in out of this assembly and get me in the face. In fact, let's just take these springs off. They're no longer necessary. Well, I do not know how this mechanism works, how to release the tape, and I just don't see any easy access method to take it apart. And I can hit some of these random screws that aren't holding it together from assembly standpoint. Well, that's disappointing. I really wanted to see inside of this. Yeah, I don't know how the eject mechanism works on this. There's gotta be some piece I gotta pull or push on, but no? Well, that's unfortunate. I was hoping to have it end on a better note than that. But here's the pile of stuff I've generated from tearing apart a little camcorder that would fit the palm of your hand. But hopefully somebody will find this interesting. It's definitely fun tearing it apart and seeing what's inside. Quite the interesting assembly. But thanks for watching.